Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera, aka Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So with all of that in mind, yes, I'm going to be addressing Bitcoin in this video. Of course, I know a lot of you are probably concerned or worried about Bitcoin because we did break below my levels. I'm actually going to address it similar to how I addressed it in my XRP video, going into a little bit more depth on this one, just to talk to you guys a little bit about what is happening within the current market structure. And we did see Hbar dip down to about like 19.5 cents. It was pretty crazy, to be completely honest with you. Is downside, limited now, or are we already at our bottom point? Honestly, we can come down as low as about like 15, almost 16 cents, going back to July. So we do have to watch the market closely. This is why I say, always watch the indices. Indices will print a better picture for us, but also watch Bitcoin closely, because if Bitcoin is showing a lot of weakness, and maybe your altcoin looks strong, yeah, that could change in an instant. So with all of that in mind, let's actually talk about Bitcoin. So first off, just real quick to reiterate what I said in my XRP video, we are ranging on the 702 currently on Bitcoin, but we could come down and retest, of course, the 786, which is at about 35.7K. Now, this entire correction, okay, I shouldn't even call it a correction. It's more of like a pullback, in my opinion. I know a lot of individuals have been going crazy with this and calling it a crashing event, blah, blah, blah. Like, if we come down to this, bottom figure at the 786, it's a 22%, pullback. I want you to all understand. I don't know if a lot of you were here during 2021. I know I was, but I hope that you all were here during 2021 to really kind of see why 22% really isn't anything crazy. I mean, here's a 31.66% pullback, which began on January 8th and didn't bottom out until fully until January 27th. Okay, from there, we went on to make a new all-time high. Again, another pullback, this one, 26%. Again, we followed it up with some nice, more price action movement, and then, of course, followed by another 18.45% pullback, and then here's that all-time high at about $65,000, which, led to about a 27% pullback, which ultimately, actually, on the macro view, led to an even deeper correction at about 55.65%. Now, the reason why I bring this up is look at the pullbacks along the way, even to our current all-time high. I mean, we've seen 11.63%, 24.92%, even 13.92% as well. Like, for the most part, this 22% pullback, if of course 35.7K is our bottom, is really not as bad as a lot of individuals are making this pullback out to be. Now, of course, when we are talking about the macro views for Bitcoin, I am not the best technical analysis out there, and I do not claim to be at all. I actually will tell you guys, definitely check out Blockchain Backer. I think that his views on Bitcoin are actually fairly solid and sound. Of course, a lot of individuals have their own views. For an example, this one has us dipping down to about 35.7K, if you will, at that 786. And I told you guys, if we do get down there, that's still only a 22% pullback. Of course, this will be followed by that nice run to about 55K yet again. This is where we will see a lot of altcoins start to move. This is where we will see some breakout events. Now, also, TechDev has, or I shouldn't say TechDev, but TechDev quoted a tweet from Credible Crypto. This goes back to April 2020, and this is the macro view on Bitcoin and its overall bull and bear markets. Of course, you do see the bull market, which, it was a 903-day bull market that started back in 2011 almost, and it lasted until about 2014, if you guys do see here. And of course, from the peak to peak, here's the bottom figure during the bear market, which again was around like 2014 almost to 2015, and then of course all the way to the structure, it was 1,477 days. Here's the high. This was 2017 and 2018's top. And of course, here's peak to peak. Again, 1,939 days would bring us to around 2023. And this would bring us to around almost $200,000. And I just want you all to understand that I know that this seems crazy. I know that this seems, highly unlikable. But honestly, we could easily be seeing this. And of course, some of his targets were a little bit off here. I'm not going to say that, he was right on perfectly. But I'm just saying, something like this could be happening right now before our eyes. Now, we just have to watch the market play out and see validation or invalidation on the charts. But I will say this. If this is the case, Hbar is going to deliver some major returns, and we're going to be talking about why. So first off, step function incoming. Next week, you'll see large influxes of transactions that will be going to the mainnet. It was testing on testnet at 5,000 transactions per second for hours, and I think that was only a partial rollout. And we actually see here, so first off, shout out to Barbarian for this, and we actually see here also, Flying Gazelle expects to test 20 to 25 million transactions per day in the next couple of weeks to test the Dovu official staking mechanism. So a lot of things are happening, but listen closely to this.
Be more interesting to other people.
Yes, but for those of us huge manly chads that are going to be in the first wave, it's welcome news. Now, let me ask my obviously pre-written question so I can do a timestamp. Hey, Justin, you're a formerly Hedera Announce World's employee. Do you have any spicy leaks or teases for us, the Hedera community?
Yeah, I have one. I actually asked the Hbar Foundation. I was like, so, Wes, I'm going to be on Hashcast this weekend, and I kind of want to, give something. And he wouldn't give me a company name. I tried, but the point where I talked about it in the Club Hbar chat, right before that, whenever we were talking, and it just landed on next week. You'll see a large influx of transactions that will be going to mainnet. It was testing on testnet, I think, at 5,000 TPS for hours, and I think that was only a partial rollout. So usage, I think, and that's one usage. That's one usage that's not Dove, which is we love Dove, and I love Dove more than any of them, but it can't be just Dove. So there's that news too.
Do you have anything to add, Smithies? He's thinking, listeners. He's thinking. Pondering.
No.
Great.
Well, the only thing I'll add is our tests aren't going to be as thorough, but we're aiming to push. In the next several weeks, we're aiming to do a test where we push 20 to 25 million transactions in a day, just to kind of test out the staking kind of mechanism.
This is also something I'll throw in that I didn't ask for clarification, but this is actually the opposite of Dovu.
This upcoming project?
The project that's going to be releasing is the opposite of Dovu.
Is it throwing oil into the rainforest?
Maybe. No, I think I just so Dovu is very much on the offset sequestration side, and the company that's going to be live on mainnet is actually on the emission side. So that's on the naughty side, the naughty list.
Hint.
So overall, to really kind of talk more so about this, it's going to be on carbon emissions. Instead of carbon credits, we're going to see carbon emissions, and this is going to be a 5,000 transactions per second in a partial rollout, possibly. That could lead to around, this is going to get crazy. If we are looking at Dragonglass, right, and we're looking at the transaction volume, okay, this is the mainnet, I mind you, okay, we're doing some pretty good transaction volume. Honestly, in 1 week, we're still at about 22.3 million transactions, which is pretty significant, whatever. If we go to the public testnet, now, I haven't looked at this in a while, but I do know, I should say I remember when we were doing some major transactions. We were doing crazy transactions. In fact, we go back to, I know, so we're actually doing so in 1 day, this is crazy that we're doing 77.7 million and stuff. But I do know it was back here. It was back in So let me actually go to the yearly chart. I know that it was in January. Sometime in January, we were doing some crazy transaction volume. But even in February, like we're seeing some major transactions, ramping up here. Don't know what exactly it is, but we're going to be seeing some major things happening. I definitely look forward to this major use case. Don't know what it is, but if we're talking about the volume from this, it's going to get very, very interesting, very fast. In fact, I'm actually excited for this, especially with everything that is happening on Hedera already. And if you guys did miss it, I mean, honestly, we're seeing a lot of things happening. For example, so there's this company called Spatial. Now, the funny thing about this is that this is a metaverse for like art galleries and things like that. Like we're already even seeing, looking to build a one-stop shop for Hedera NFT galleries via, Spatial XR from Hedera community. If you have a spatial.io, please drop your link below. If you know someone that does, please tag them. And of course, here are the galleries that will be launching very soon. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currently. This is pretty significant. I definitely think that when we are talking about art galleries and even in terms of like the metaverse and stuff, like this is what we want to see. But definitely things are ramping up within this area as well. I mean, honestly, we even see, I also will say this when we are talking about Hedera. They are, moving in on the gaming and the NFT scene greatly. I mean, like the NFT scene has been exploding in value on Hedera. But when we are talking about gaming, we do know that they just recently released, of course, a Ubisoft GC announcement, which is going to be focusing on a lot of gaming sort of related things. But we do see FTX Gaming will be a crypto as a service platform where gaming firms can launch new tokens and offer support for NFTs as well. So this is coming from FTX. If you guys don't know who FTX is, in terms of an exchange, they're the number 3 exchange in the world right now. And they have been doing incredibly, well for themselves. They have been doing incredible things as well. I'm excited for this, especially from the gaming and NFT side. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you go to Hedera's website, you can actually see their new use case list, where you can actually look at their focus area. And the funny thing about this is you could see all the types of things within this, but the function use case is where things are really kind of, this is where you really want to look at. So for an example, like NFTs, right? There's a ton of NFT platforms already on Hedera, and this is, the first out of second page. Also, just so you guys know, definitely keep a close eye out on Siki. I think Siki just released another partnership or so with big artists. But for the most part, yeah, this is a ton of NFT marketplaces on Hedera, and not even marketplaces, but NFT use cases. Not NFT marketplaces specifically, but just use cases in general. Like for an example, ServiceNow is not launching an NFT marketplace, and Rectify is not really doing that either. But all of this goes hand in hand with NFT use cases. Of course, I don't think that they have gaming here, but if we are talking about like entertainment, for example, I do believe that, let me go to all areas here. I believe that they will have entertainment listed here, so that there's Tune FM and stuff, but I know that they're working with, I forgot the name of the company, but they are launching like football games and things like that within, of course, the metaverse, which of course has a large demand behind it as well. I mean, we even see, just in South Korea's largest bank, KB Bank, to launch the country's first crypto investment fund as well. Like a lot of this stuff is, moving fast. But also even in terms of like NFTs and sports, we even see Sony and Man City to create the world's first football stadium in the metaverse, which when we are talking about football games, I believe that there's a football game coming for Hedera. I mean, for the longest time, we've been waiting for that. I forgot the company name, but it starts with an A. I know I can't think of it right now because it is 3:17 a.m. So like my brain is like dead right now, but I do know that they were focused on NFT gaming and NFT use cases within, of course, gaming in the metaverse, which of course will lead to, I would say at least, many, individuals moving in on Hedera. I mean, this is like retail demand areas. Like, this is what we want to see, because sports is huge. I mean, if you go over to the category, I know that the sports area for, crypto is not that massive, but I do believe that that will continue to really, skyrocket as, time goes on. But of course, there's a lot of things to really kind of look at. I mean, like there's gambling and stuff. there's a lot of things happening within crypto that are just not focused around payments in general. Like, I kind of get bored of just payments and banks and stuff in terms of use cases. I've always said this. I actually have my choices for those markets anyways. But in terms of gaming, like, this is a 21 point almost $9 billion market. And I do believe that we will see, here's sports at about like $1.2 billion. So this is actually a very early area. And I will say this, there's a lot of opportunity within the sports area of crypto. Like, look at the first token, like Chili's, is 75 with a $1 billion market cap. After that, it goes instantly down to like 44 million and so forth. And like some of these are just sports tokens that are doing no use cases. So, if you could find a legitimate, sports token that is doing very well in terms of, development and stuff like that, that's going to be a huge opportunity because, like I said, I believe that we will be seeing a lot more of this, which will, of course, lead us back to, Hedera as well, because I definitely believe that Hedera is going to be focusing on a lot of things, gaming and things like that. So, with all of that in mind, I'm looking forward to this announcement to see this next, step function, update. I think that this is going to be a very significant use case. And like I said, it is focused on carbon emissions, not carbon credits. So again, a use case that is, I would say, very important in today's society is coming to Hedera. So this is going to get very exciting very fast. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.